Hey guys, today we're going to do an experiment with Alumilite dyes. I just got a set of, it looks like 13 Alumilite dyes, which comes with these 4 fluorescent: red, orange, yellow, and green. There's 4 translucent, which is green, red, yellow, and blue. For regular dyes, violet, black, orange, and white. And then a brown opaque. So what we're going to do is mix up some resin, and I'm going to use this Art and Glow, which I haven't used yet, but I'm assuming with a 40-minute work time, it'll probably be similar to the Angel Crafts, which will be plenty of time to mix up the resin and kind of play with the dyes here. I'm assuming that will cure pretty bubble free, hopefully, at least in the cool environment, which is, about 60 degrees in my garage. And I also went ahead and got one of these chocolate molds online on Amazon for, I don't know, I think $7. And but it'll definitely have a nicer result with the polished finish of the cubes here. So I have enough to do at least one of each. So in each I'm going to put a drop along with the resin, and then in another 11 of them I'm just going to put a tiny amount on a toothpick and kind of mix it in. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll mix up the resin and we'll see what the result is.
I don't think that you know, I'm trying hard to show. These days it's hard to tell what's on your mind. Why don't you stop pretend like this is what we planned? I can see the end is coming down. And if I don't look back, will you let me get away? If I turn my back and walk, will you stay? I have waited for you. I have waited for you. And I don't know where to go from here. You never came. It's all the same again.
All right, so it is now 2 days later, and we have some additions to the mix because some of these colors, it was just way too much dye for what we were trying to demonstrate the colors. And I'll show you what I did with these, the amount of, I haven't done the brown yet for the additional ones. So just to show you the amount of dye I was using for mixing into these, I'll do a little demonstration with the brown. Each of these I would consider what the amount to be about a pinhead amount of dye. So 1 or 2 of these is about all I added to all of these. And it looks like the brown will take a little bit more. So I'll do another pinhead. But most of these were 1 or 2 pinheads of dye. And I'll do one more just to kind of see how dark that goes. But it is almost completely black in the other ones we did originally. So another observation is this resin does cure with bubbles. If you kind of look closely, you can see all the little tiny bubbles in there. The Angel Crafts one didn't have as much bubbles, especially when I had it in a colder environment. And this one, the only thing I did to treat for bubbles is to hit it with the butane torch real quick over the top a couple times, which I'll show you what that looks like. Just take this in. Just kind of touch the surface. Actually, I just burnt it, but normally I would just kind of swipe it along the surface. So anyway, we'll take a closer look here, but here is the brown as I just showed you, the translucent blue, the orange dye, the green translucent. Oh, I'm sorry, is that green? I might not have the green. That's interesting. Not sure exactly what happened there. And then the violet dye, which I did originally. I thought a drop would be okay for this large of an amount, but as you can see, it got pretty dark, so I just took a little bit of this and mixed it in with some clear resin. And also, just for a small experiment, I went ahead and mixed 2 of the colors in a couple of different ones. And you can kind of see the effect that it gave there. That was blue and orange. This one is orange in that sort of green color, though I'm not sure. I didn't mess up the green. Okay. So the next thing I wanted to show you is that sort of ball, which didn't exactly come out like I anticipated either. A lot of the fluorescent colors seem to kind of just mix together. And some of the other colors were just a little bit too much dye. So it is interesting to see the difference in mixing a bunch of colors together to see what would happen. You can see some of the dyes kind of sunk to the bottom. You can see that there's almost a stripe of green there. And then this is either the violet, and then most of your fluorescent colors are in here, kind of mixed together. You can also see on a larger part how much bubbles there is. So again, this was hit with the butane torch, but it wasn't put in a pressure pot or anything like that. And then there's the other original dyes. One interesting note here on the black and white, they didn't quite cure as fast as all of the other ones. So these ones took an extra day to cure. And you can see I thought that they were all cured, and then I went to took the black one out and it's kind of stuck. And the white one, there's kind of a mess of dye on the bottom. The dye kind of sunk to the bottom on this one. So there's another lesson for you. Make sure your dyes are mixed well with your resin. Otherwise you can wind up with spots like that. But I'll put that one off to the side for now. So here is the original brown, which you can kind of tell the difference from the black, maybe a little bit. All right, that's about it for this video. I hope you got at least somewhat of an idea of what you can expect from the Alumilite dyes. Thanks for watching.